What's up YouTube, and for today's video I'm going to try and answer the 5 questions I keep getting asked about Poppy's Playtime Chapter 3. So question 1 is, where will Chapter 3 take place? And this question I think was answered very well in Chapter 2. So what is the play care? Well, this is where the children were kept once Playtime Co started to adopt them, and is probably why we would need the gas mask that featured in the first trailer for Chapter 3. This is probably where Ludwig gassed the children before they were experimented on. Will it be the only place we get to see in Chapter 3? Probably not, but I think a large portion of the game will take place there. Right, straight on to question 2. Who will be the villain of Chapter 3? Now, there has been a few ideas put forward for this, and there was a few characters hinted at in Chapter 2. Lovebug's blueprint could be seen on Ludwig's desk, and I think fighting against a flying villain would give the game something different from the first few chapters. Out of the few characters mentioned, Lovebug probably fits best as the character that would stay in the play care to help look after the children. Now, another character that has been teased from the very beginning is Bron the dinosaur, and a few clues point to him making an appearance in Chapter 3. From the gas mask sharing his colour scheme, to his appearance in the Chapter 3 trailer. Now, this character is, I think, everyone's favourite to be the villain in Chapter 3, and it's Daisy, a toy that was teased heavily in Chapter 2 and was originally supposed to be part of the musical memory game before being swapped with Bunzo Bunny. We also know from Chapter 2 that she was a rejected toy as the children found her too scary, so we could see a villain that is really nasty and full of rage after being humiliated and literally left behind and forgotten. Who do I think it will be in Chapter 3? Well, my honest answer is probably all of them. Daisy will probably take centre stage, much like Mommy Longlegs in Chapter 2, and Lovebug and Bron will pop up like PJ Pugapilla and Bunzo Bunny did. Now, for question 3, why did Kissy Missy help us? Kissy is the only toy apart from Poppy that has not tried to kill us, and I think that can only come down to 2 things. She remembers who she was before she became a toy, and she remembers who we were because we obviously worked in the factory. Could she have been the one who sent the letter at the beginning of Chapter 1? Or is she just that desperate to help Poppy escape? Either way, I think we'll definitely be seeing her again in Chapter 3. Now, the question I get asked most is, when will Chapter 3 be released? Nothing official has come from Mob Entertainment as of yet, but there are a few things to consider. Project Playtime was only released in December, and they are probably going to want to give that game as much time as they can before releasing Chapter 3. Another thing is that Mob Entertainment have partnered up with Studio 27 to make a Poppy Playtime movie, and although the movie won't be out for a while, it will still give the developers and writers more to work on than just Chapter 3. Now, Mob Entertainment do like leaving hints and clues, and there was this poster in Project Playtime that has the date July 15th on it, which could be a hint to Chapter 3's release date. But if you saw the teaser that Mob Entertainment dropped on their channel last week, that also showed a date which was June 18th. Now, I know it also said 1992, but there is no other real reason to show us a date here unless it's actually teasing something. So I think Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, safest bet, will be releasing in the early summer of this year. So for the last question, what's going on with the prototype? Now, we last saw it picking up the remains of Mommy Longlegs, but what if the prototype isn't a villain at all? I know it all points to Ludwig being the prototype and the big bad of the whole series, but what if the prototype is the reason whatever was being done in the factory was brought to an end? It's quite obvious that the evil toys don't like him, and maybe it's collecting their remains to build itself a body so it can destroy the toy factory once and for all. Now, I know it sounds like something kidnaps Poppy at the end of Chapter 2, and it is most likely the prototype, but we still have no idea really if Poppy is good or not. What if it was the prototype who locked her in the case and the toys needed us to help get her out? So the prototype might not be a villain at all. Hopefully for Chapter 3 we do find out a lot more of what's going on. I don't think Chapter 3 will be the last chapter, but they do need to start giving us some answers as to what's actually going on inside the factory. So that's the 5 questions I get asked most about Poppy's Playtime. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the Abaxis channel if you do not want to miss any of my Poppy Playtime videos. Thanks for watching.